Yeah.
Okay,
Man,
let's start again because you guys are now here. Yay!
Oh my God, there's people in this room.
Yes, there's more time. All right, let's get started.
Welcome to the Art of Localizing Uchi panel. Yeah.
If you're here for Art of Localization Revisited, I'm sorry, it is no longer that. It is all about Uchikoshi right here. So, give him some love. All right.
My name is Sanabu Washizuka. I'm one of the production coordinators at Aksys Games, and I'll be the project lead and producer for Zero Escape 3.
Hi everyone, my name is Nova Nakayama. I am the coordinator of this project. I do all the translation and I do the email correspondences, which means I am always harassing him for information, and your interpreter for the day.
Woo. You're just doing everything.
Yeah, I do everything. I also sell merchandise at the store, so come get our stuff.
She does everything, multitask. And I am Kara McCosker, and I am the editor for Zero Escape 3. So, don't ask me. I won't tell you. I know lots. Not as much as Uchi does. Uchi knows everything.
Yes. He knows it all, but can't tell you guys yet. So, and last but not least, we have
Who is this strange man up here?
Who is this? Just kidding. So Kotaro Uchikoshi, he's the director and the writer of Zero Escape 3. So, 自己紹介はしますか?
Hello, I'm Kotaro Uchikoshi. I'm director and writer of 999 and VRL and Zero Escape 3.
Awesome. So, first to start, I think a bunch of you know of our hashtag for Infinity and the website. Maybe you guys have been, following it zealously, looking at all the updates we've been doing. Just to briefly explain what it was, I'll have Karen, our editor, explain.
All right. For Infinity, first off, Infinity, time. For Mars. So,
The fourth
as
planet.
everybody's like,
Yeah,
oh,
Some deets.
yes.
It is not the Infinity series.
No, it is
but
not the
it is
Infinity series. But essentially,
time.
all of those words, except for the coordinates and cut here, which is see you there, and the only anagram on the entire site is cut here. It was not as hard as you thought. And the rest are all words that have to do with Zero Escape 3. So they should stay up on the site for the next year so that when you start playing it, you'll suddenly be like, oh. So you got a little bit, tiny little teaser.
So I guess take your time now, start envisioning what it could
Theorizing,
all mean, right?
yes, start
You're already
theorizing.
doing it.
Yeah, I
but
know. We saw all the theories. It was amazing.
It was very entertaining.
It was
for
amazing.
you guys. And just the FYI, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering about the whole salt part, and that was not part
Those
of our
were test
teaser.
words. Those were not actual words.
You
Yeah.
guys,
So
you guys are,
whoever hacked into our account and got that image, it's not us, blame that person. So
yeah.
Yes,
that- is
sure.
that who-
If that was
yes.
who it was, then yes.
all right, so moving on.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys are super curious what Zero Escape 3 just will be, the game, the story, all of that. Unfortunately, we have very little information on.
It's so early.
Yeah. But we do have a kind of like a basic premise for Zero Escape 3. A group of people will find themselves trapped in the Mars test facility. This is a facility that will be testing the logistics of a colony living on Mars, and also the psychology that may ensue between this group of people and their interactions while living on this enclosed colony space.
And that's pretty much we could really say about the game.
For now.
Yeah, for now. There's going to be a dog. So
Yeah, she's so excited
I'm
about
excited
that.
about this dog. So.
There's a
excited
dog.
about
You guys,
So-
get ready.
She was like, oh, dog.
Well, I'm an animal person, so. But seriously, the game just went into development. So what we're dealing with right now is just, we as Aksys Games just got the scenario text. The game is broken up similar to like 999 VLR. So there's gonna be scenario parts and puzzle parts. We literally just got the scenario part, and it's pretty cool. And then
I'm about 50%, almost 50% of the way through it.
50% of what we got.
Yes, the text that we got so far.
And
50%.
there's more text coming. Uchi here is still working on it diligently. I'm sure there's still like a lot of text that he's thinking of right now as we speak while he's nervous here.
You are witnessing creation as it
Yes,
happens.
it's happening now as we speak. So
We're inspiring him.
yeah, so with that said, there's not much we could delve into for this panel, so we want to focus our panel today more on, the whole Zero Escape as a series, reflecting on 999 and VLR. It's going to be like a post-mortem, since I'm sure a lot of you guys wanted to meet him from before, so that's what we're going to do today. It's going to be a post-mortem, so.
Your turn.
どんなに訳してですか
Oh, jeez.
今ちょうど皆さんにもう素材とかもあんまりもうないので、
はい
これ以上は
あ、もう
話せない
そこまで
という
言ってるんだ
そういうことなので、
はい
まあ、今日はもうあんまり情報はもう提示できないので、もう 999VLR の話しています。
わかりました実はいいですか日本語
はい、大丈夫ですよ。
ノバはそう言ってるんですが、実は皆さんここにお集まりいただいた皆さんのために一つだけプレゼントを用意しました、それをご覧いただこうと思います。
So, he is negating my statement right now. So I said there's nothing for you guys to see, but supposedly Uchi brought something for you guys to see. So you will get a sneak preview of whatever he brought. So what did you bring, Uchi?
All right.
Well, let's take a
Got some
look.
lights. Your turn. There we go.
Oh, you have 10 seconds to see this before it goes down.
Study. Study. Study.
Oh, look at all those cameras. It's gonna
Oh, it's gonna be on the internet in 2 seconds.
be Alright.
It's already on the internet. Take it down.
Alright.
Oh, that's okay. You just go online. You'll see it
さ
again.
ん今のは何だったんでしょうか? So I'm asking you, what image did you just see?
今のは、メインビジュアルの、絵です、主にポスターとかそう一番前面に出るタイプの絵です、はい、
So what you just saw is the main visual for the upcoming games, the E3 titles still pending, and it's the main visual. What it is it's an image where it's going to be like our front runner. It's going to be everything like when the game comes out. This is the image that you guys are going to be seeing oftentimes. So those are the two of the characters of the game, I'm assuming. So that was your sneak preview. So.
So actually, so for this panel, we have a list of questions that we've asked Mr. Uchikoshi, just about the series in general, like the creation process, the thought process, things like that. So with that said, how about we get started?
質問をこの間投げさせて質問。
はい
So go ahead, Wu-chan.
So, Mr. Uchikoshi, before our first question, before game development begins, what is the process of starting a game? Do you come up with the concept personally and then present it to the company, the higher ups, or would they come to you and then say, we want to do a visual novel, we want to do this kind of game instead?
このままです
その頃までね。
よくないですねわかりましたそうですね、基本的には、自分で考えて、プレゼンをするんですが、まあ、その時に、まあ、その作品ごとによって全然やり方が違っていて、やっぱりその、まあ、例えばコストとかの面も考えなきゃいけないし、そのコストを考える上で例えば、別の企業さんと協力するんであればその方の意見とかも聞かなきゃいけないし、まあ僕が全部考えて上に出すっていうよりはまず考えていろんな人から意見を聞いて、上の会議に持っていくという感じですね。
So in general, I do think of a lot of things on my own, but a lot of times it's a really case-by-case situation. But when you do the presentation, you have to, when you take it to your higher ups, not only do you have to think of, you know, your ideas, but you also have to think of cost. And in terms of cost, how are you going to raise the money? Will the company, will there be another company involved that's going to help you with your project? And you also have to think of like them and what their opinions are. So after he collectively gets those feedbacks, he will then take it to the higher ups.
Okay, moving on. Our second question. So how did both 999 and Virtue's Last Ward come to fruition? Did you come up with the entire story, both stories, or just Zero Escape in its entirety first? Or did just 999 come first, and then it was intended to be just a standalone story itself?
999系なんですが、まあ、自分で考えついてどこまでもう999かウィーラーの視野に入れてたのかっていう質問です。
はい、まず、999については、一番最初の作品だったのでまず、その作品で完結するというのを考えて、作っていました。
So for 999, because it was the first project, I intended to make it as a standalone project, and so the story should end in that game.
ただその、999が、ものすごく、まあ、国内でももちろん評価良かったんですけど特に海外の皆さんから、ものすごく、評価が高くてまあそうですね評判が良かったので、それを受けて、まあ、続編を作りたいという話を僕の方から、会社の方にしました。はい、
So the 999 was pretty popular in Japan, but not only that, it was well received and had high praise in the international, just outside of Japan. So taking that all in, I wanted to create the next rendition. So I did come up with the concept and sort of took it to my higher ups.
で、一度会議に持って行ったんですけれども、まあ国内での方がまあ、まあ、成功しているとは言い難い状態だったので、そこで、まあ開発の方でいろいろと考えてじゃあ2と3を2作目と3作目を、同時に作るという、提案をすることにしました。でなんでそうしたかっていうと、まあ、2作目を作って3作目を作る場合2作目で作った、まあ、例えば、ゲームのエンジンであったりとか 背景であったりとかを使うことがキャラクターであったりとか使うことができるので、3作目のコストを抑えられるということで 2本目と3作目を同時にワンセットにして、企画として提出しました。
So when coming into the next game, I once had a meeting with the higher ups, and the Japanese sale wasn't that great. So with that, considering that when we were developing two, and I decided to consider in terms of development to do volume 2 and 3 as one set. And the reason behind that is because when you make volume 2, there's a certain game engine that you use and then background assets that you use. So the intention was to sort of have that mindset where you could sort of use the similar assets and sort of, cut down your costs so you can make 2 and 3 together. So that is a kind of idea he had, and so he presented that to the higher ups.
で、VRR を作ったんですけれども、この VRR も、日本の国内の方がそうですね、そんなにいい数字は出せなかったので、会社の方で、じゃあ3は、打ち止めにしましょうという話に、一旦はなったんですが、その後、皆さんのその、海外の方の、いいや、とりあえずここで。
So the VLR came to fruition because of that idea being accepted, and when it was released, the Japanese sale wasn't as great as we were hoping for. So the company at the time decided to stop volume 3, but and that was the result for the time. But because of the fan voice, that sort of shifted.
で、それでその後別の企画を、もしかしたらご存知の方もいるかもしれないですけど、パンチラインっていう、ゲームとアニメの企画があって、それをやっておりまして、で、3の方が、事実上できないみたいな形になったので、僕はツイッターの方で、皆さんにあんまり長引かせて期待持たせるのも悪いなと思ったので、ちょっとできそうもありませんっていうのをつぶやいたところ、ものすごく反響をいただきまして、でこれがニュースサイトの記事とかにもなってしまうぐらいのすごい反響をいただいて、その結果、会社の方と、あと今回アクシスさんにご協力いただくことになったんですけれども、アクシスさんの、協力を得て、3を正式に始めることができました。
So because of the project being stopped for the moment, I moved on to a different project. Some of you guys may already know of it. It's called Punchline, and it was a game and an anime. And so I was working on that, and since I already knew that Volume 3 wasn't really going to happen, and I felt bad to sort of have the fans sort of, waiting and waiting. So I decided, I'm going to tell you guys, and that's when I tweeted on Twitter saying that it's not going to happen. But that tweet sort of blew up, and a few news sites started picking it up, and a lot of people, the fan voice sort of, it became a news. So that resulted into the company sort of evaluating the situation, and also this time with the help of Aksys, we were now officially able to start Zeroscape 3.
Thank you very much. なので本当にファンの方の皆さんのおかげだと思っています。ゼロエスケープ3を作れるのは心から感謝しています。
So I am really thankful for all of the fans who spoke up, and I feel that Zero Escape 3 is going to happen because of everyone's support. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Uchikoshi. I'd actually like to move on to some more production-related questions. First one, a little more about the writing. I'm sure you guys know when you play either of these, the 99 or VLR, there's a lot of plot twists and turns and just surprises everywhere. So, Mr. Uchikoshi, how do you keep track of all of your plot twists and hints in the game? There are quite a few, and us at Aksys have...
There's three of us that are trying to keep track of all these
Crazy
plot
things.
twists.
At times struggle how...
It works out.
yeah, how it all like works out in the end, where all the like loose ends tie up.
ゼロスケープ全体的にシリーズとして結構いろんなプロットがあってこうサプライズなものがあってそれをどうやって管理してアクシスとしてもこうやるときに3人でやって結構どうやってこうつじつま合わせるんだろうっていうのをいつも話し合ってるので、内越さんはどうやってそういうのをこう管理してるんでしょうか。
基本的にはまず、自分一人でプロットを考えて、あと舞台設定とキャラ設定とかも考えてやるんですが、その後、VLR の時もそうだったんですが、必ずサブライターの人が、VLR の時だと1人で、今回の、ゼロエスケープ3だと2人入っているので、今回でいうと3人でブレインストーミングをして、僕が気づかない矛盾点であったりとか、こうした方が面白いんじゃないかっていうところを、みんなでアイデアを出し合って、作っていきます。
Generally, I single-handedly come up with the plot, the setting of the stage, character setting, but for VLR, I had one sub-writer, and for Zero Escape 3, I have two. So for Zero Escape's case, the three of us sort of brainstorm, and the sub-writers help me sort of realize what parts aren't making sense, and they also give what might be more interesting, and so that's how we make this game and the scenario with the three of us brainstorming.
So, in terms of the story content in the game, for themes such as 99's like the Nonar game, Digital Roots, or VLR's Prisoner's Dilemma, by introducing those I guess elements in the game, in the story, what did you want the players to take away from the game?
ノナのゲームとかいろんなテーマデジタルゲームとかあるじゃないですか。でこれをこういうテーマを紹介してプレイヤーにどのようなこうものを持って帰りたいというか気持ち的に。
そうですね、今までのテーマとしては、常識を疑うことというか、当たり前だと思っていることを、いい意味で裏切ることっていうのが、一応一つのテーマとしてあったかなと思います。
So in the themes in the games before, I would always want players to sort of question what common sense is. What you may think is an obvious, you should sort of stop and think about it. And it's in a good sense a form of betrayal. So that is the sort of theme that I have in the games.
で、次の、ゼロエスケープの3については、さらに、皆さんの道徳観であったりとか倫理観だったりとか、みんなが抱いている価値観に疑問を問いかけるというか、皆さんに考えていただくためのゲームになっていると思います。
So for Zero Escape, I'm going to go into this even more, and I am going to have you as a player sort of question like philosophies and what's justice and what your value is. So it's going to be a game that you're going to reevaluate a lot of these themes.
Thank you. And we have
時間ない感じですか。
one more question here. Let's see. How so how much direction or influence do you have on like all aspects of the game, like the music, the art style, the puzzles, all of that kind of stuff?
はい、そうですね、物語に関する部分については大体自分で、考えて、ディレクションをして、まあ、先ほども言いましたけど、キャラ設定とか舞台設定とか、まあ、その辺ですね、まあ、あともちろんシナリオとかは自分で、管理をしてやっていますが、パズル部分については、優秀なスタッフが他にたくさんいるので、彼らに基本的には考えてもらって僕の方でまあチェックというか確認するという形です。
So in terms of involvement, for the story, of course, I handle that and the character setting and the stage that I've mentioned before and the scenario. But in terms of puzzles, I do have pretty great staff with me. So I do leave a lot of that direction on them, and I just come and check multiple times to see if it's great. So that pretty much is our question, but we do have one surprise guest today here with us. His name is Mr. Kodaka, and he is involved with the Danganronpa. He's a director and the scenario writer. So we're gonna have him join us for the last few minutes. And welcome! Yay! Nice surprise. So, よろしくお願いします。
Hello, my name is Kazutaka Kodaka, writer of Japanese so cool game Danganronpa. 最初にちょっと言いたいことがあるんですけどいいですか？
はい、もちろんです。
僕は内越からこのゼロエスケープ3の構想とかを結構聞いてます。
はいはいはい。
So I would like to start off with telling you, Uchi has told me a lot of the aspects coming up in Z3.
ラストも知ってます。
I even know how it ends.
だからもちろん言うわけにはいかないんですけど、とりあえずすごくぶっ飛んでます。
So of course I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you it is pretty crazy.
だから今までで一番ぶっ飛んでると思うんで、皆さん期待していいと思います。
It's probably the most out of this world ending in so far, so I'm pretty sure you guys will all be satisfied. He's setting the bar high.
多分ここのにいるファンの方々のその熱が珍しくやる気のない内越に火がついたと思います。
So your guys' passion miraculously sort of got him fired up because usually he's more lazy, but your guys' passion has woken him up. Thank you guys.
まあ、内越はですね、俺話しちゃっていいんですか？何を？内越はですね、内越と僕の仲をちょっと説明したいと思います。
So I would like to tell you guys that my relationship with Uchi right here.
内越はですね、LINE でこういうシチュエーションがあるんだけど、ちょっとここで言うおしゃれなジョークを考えてくれっていう無茶ぶりを僕にしてきます。
So online, I'm not sure if you guys know of the application called Line. It's a chat thing, but oftentimes Uchikoshi would line me and Wotsugi, there's this situation. I need you to tell me some cool
ジョークと。
cool jokes.
でちょっと僕も試されてるような気がして、こうライターとしてちょっと本気でこう 1,2 時間迷ってこう考えて書くんですけど、で送ってちょっとドキドキして待ってるといいね使うみたいな感じで帰ってきます。
So I feel like he's challenging me as a writer. So because of that, I feel like, okay, let's bring it on. So I think about it for 1 or 2 hours, and then I come up with something. I send it to him, and I'm waiting with my heart pounding. And then there's times where Uchikoshi would come back and be like, I like that, I'm going to use it. So there's a form of a little bit of him in Zero Escape 3. Z3 にちょっと小高さんの要素も入ってるん
いや
ですか？
あれパンチラインの方ですよね。
Oh, so this was for punchline.
ゼロエスケープで入る、もちろん入る。
So for Zero Escape 3, he's not much involved.
で
But,
も僕は
punchline.
全部知ってます。
But still, he knows everything.
本当すごいです。もう天才だと思います、やっぱ内越さんは。
I think he's a genius. Uchikoshi.
困る自分だありがとうございます。なんかここで僕が言うのもね。
This is
まあ
like
彼も
brotherhood right
あ
here.
の
Romance. Yay.
居酒屋に飲みに行った時に彼が酔ってモノクマを書いてくれたんですけど、それが僕より超うまいっていう。
So when we went to a bar and we were drinking and we were eating, he drew Monokuma, the character, on his T-shirt for me once, and it is better than how I draw it.
でも内越さんがこうなんだろう落ち込んだり、例えばそのゼロエスケープ3がどうなるか分かんないとかこうちょっとへこんでる時に僕はすごいこう飲みに行ったり支えたりしたんで、ゼロエスケープ3は僕のおかげでもあると思います。
So when times were a little hard for Uchikoshi, when he was down and depressed, and times where Zero Escape 3 might not have happened, I would go drinking with him or sometimes chat up with him. So Z3 is also happening thanks to Kodaka-san. So parentheses, you're welcome.
でもなんかせっかく同じ会社にいて、まあ仲もいいんでいつかなんか一緒に何かやりたいねみたいな話は結構してます。
So we do work at the same company, so we are pretty great friends, and we always talk. Hopefully we could work on a game together one day.
まあ相当先だと思いますけど。
その際にはアクシスをよろしくお願いします。So I'm hoping and I'm getting first dibs for Aksys Games to release this game. よろしくお願いします。Sorry, there's a guy in the back that's with them. So our Aksys' way of asking for this title. 内越さん、何か。
何か。
まあ、完全に小高の場になってしまったんですけど、まあ彼の作品もものすごく面白いですし、弾丸論破と、VLR の両方好きっていうファンの方もすごく多いので、もし弾丸をもしやってない方がいたらぜひやってみていただきたいなと思います。きっと気に入っていただけると思います。
This is pretty much like a Kodaka show, but with all jokes aside, what he works on is really great too. And oftentimes I would see fans that like both Danganronpa and Virtue's Last Order 999. So whoever hasn't touched on Danganronpa yet, I really suggest you to play it because it's a very great game, and I think you will like it.
あとちょっと興味深いのが内越の制作スタイルでして、彼は会社でほとんど仕事しないんです。
So this is the production or development style that Uchi has, but he rarely ever works at the office.
漫画喫茶で仕事をしてます。
He works at you guys like the manga cafes in Japan. That's where he does his work.
そうですよね。
はい。
その方がなんかこうアイディアが湧くんです。
そうですね。周りがうるさくないので。
So the reason why that is that it's quiet in the manga cafe, so that's why he does that.
あとこうすごいホラーでこのシリアスでかっこいいゲームを作るんですけど、すごく女好きなんです。
So I know that the game is very like it's horror minded and it's serious and a scary game, but he loves women.
でも僕は小高にあれなんていうのガールズバーっていうのが日本にあるんですけどそこによく連れてってもらっています。
怒ったのにバラすんだ。
So Kodaka-san takes Uchikoshi to a girls bar and can you girls bar というの
メイド喫茶。
Oh, it's like a maid cafe. So he takes me there too. So and now his rebuttal is, so I paid for you and now you're gonna put me on blast. So you could tell these people are very friendly.
フーターズみたいなもんですね。
So it's like a Hooters.
まあでも僕もサンフランシスコじゃないや LA に来て一番最初に行ったのフーターズです。
The first place Kodaka-san went to in LA is Hooters. 一方、初日は内越さんは
僕はホテルに缶詰になってました。
I was stuck in the hotel on my first day.
ノバが外に出るなって言って命令されたのでホテルから一歩も外に出ずに、過ごしていました。
So he is putting the blame on me. I did tell him because this was our biggest surprise. I told him you can't go out. So he was stuck in the. We didn't want to risk anyone seeing him, so he was stuck in the hotel
ま
all
あ
day.
彼はストイックなんですよ。
But he likes it. So
でも意外だなと思うのがなんかこうあんまりゲームとかアニメとか漫画をとかそんなに研究しないんですよね、本とか。だから逆にそれでここまでのものが作るっていうのは本当に天才だなと思いますね。
Uchikoshi doesn't really read games or what plays game or anime or what reads manga, but to be able to create a game that extensive without being influenced with any of that is the reason why I think he's a genius.
どうやって発想してるんですか？
How do you come up with this?
どうやって難しいな。なんでしょうね。漫画喫茶にこもって漫画たちの声を聞く読まずに。
So I hold myself up in the manga cafe, but without reading it, I listen to what these mangas are telling me.
それノイローゼっていうんじゃないですか？
So that's also called depression. What is it? Depression. Yeah, depression.
Is that about all the time we have right now?
No. It's 4:52. Do we still have time? Yeah. What? Oh, yeah, we have 10 minutes. So that. Oh, 7? 7? Okay, thank you, Brandon. So we have some time. So let's hang out.
じゃあ質疑応答でもいい？
Oh yeah. So any Q&A? Oh, okay.
内越が選ぶ。もちろん女の子ですよ。
Oh yeah. Oh yes, let's give prio to our backstage pass people since these people are the most passionate fans of Uchi. So who's my front? You 10 people. So we'll start with the guy in the red and then.
Don't guarantee an answer.
Yeah.
You may or may not get an answer.
Oh wait, so the. Sorry. Red.
My simple question is, what's the most difficult thing that you find to keep consistent between all of the games leading into Zero Escape 3? Gameplay, story, or characters?
キャラクターと、ゲームを 通してこう G3 につなげるために一番こう難しい要素
一番難しかったのは本当のことを言うと、VRR の一番最後で茜がマントを着てたと思うんですよ、そのフリーザソウルの。そこを3でどうしようかなっていうのはすごく悩みました。
So to be honest, the hardest aspect that
Oh,
I
wait,
thought.
real quick. Who here hasn't finished VLR?
All right, plug
Okay.
your ears. So the very hardest part is in the end. There's a scene where Akane is wearing the Free Soul cape. I had a hard time figuring out how I should work that into the next game. So.
Virtue's last reward made me cry, and I have to thank you for that.
You like crying?
VLR でも号泣して、まあ、それに関してありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
My question is more for you.
Me.
Yes.
Whoa.
Punchline is going to come out of the game. I've already started working on them to get it to go to Aksys.
パンチラインのゲームが出てもうちょくださいっておねだりしてます。
In terms of, wait, are you asking me if we're... Oh, yeah, well, it's not on me, honestly, because I'm just a text monkey in the company. So, one of our licensing girl is most likely harassing the developer, not the developer, the game, the people who's working on the game. I'm sure... I don't know. It's like that part isn't really on us production people, so would like to assume that they're harassing them, but I don't know.
Yeah,
so
we have no news on it yet.
no
yeah.
news.
So much love for his wife. We want to see it there.
内越さんのライティングスタイルもすごい好きだし、こう需要があると思うので、絶対パンチラインも見たい。
ぜひアクシさんローカライズをお願いします。
We'd love to, so let's see what happens in the future. So I think that's about it, and we're gonna leave the last few minutes for, the backstage pass people. So thank you everyone for coming out. We're glad that the surprise worked. Thank you everyone.
Just real quick, some info. Mr.
Oh,
Uchikoshi will
there's a
have
signing for 11 to 12 tomorrow at our booth.
The,
So please come by and bring all
Aksys
your
Games
friends.
booth, 1211.